about the implementation of environmental education in Taiwan, and I think he brought the brochures in Chinese for those people who read. Oh, I think all of you are bilingual. You can read both Chinese and English, and the brochures are very well made, representing the update of Taiwan situation. And I find that his research interest in Chinese, the courses he taught include 环境教育研究法 methodology, 环境传播, 环境解说 interpretation, environmental interpretation, to reach people, and 都市环境教育 focusing environmental education in the city. And he has been researching on environmental interpretation and evaluation of environmental education cases. 非正规环境教育系统 and also
environmental education.
Oh, informal?
Non-formal and informal.
Oh, non-formal environmental education and policies regarding environmental education. Actually, we try very hard to search the English version, and we probably haven't found it. You have an English version in your homepage?
Yes, I do have.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Well, I will ask the TA to start, try harder. Well, anyway, this will be a very good concluding lecture on all the environmental resources we learned earlier in our classes. And I think we have a course outline from us earlier. We have been following that. Actually, this semester is a bit long, and I know, people who are from overseas countries are not used to it. So they did it very well. They went through Christmas here. They have experienced a small earthquake before that. At the beginning of the semester, they felt the power of the typhoon. So the concluding statement that is represented in this lecture would be amalgamizing the experience they have and also how it relates to our public and our government deal with our environmental issues. Well, that's my assumption anyway. Of course, we have 非常精彩的. So let's give a very warm welcome to our professor, Professor Zhou.
Well, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. To wake up in the early morning, especially in winter time, seems a little bit challenge for all of us. But today, to my understanding, probably my session will be the last lecture of this course. Is that right? So, even on the last session, you still present and still attend this course. So I should more or less give you some encouragement. But yeah, and so this morning I think I should bring something for you. So I bring some English brochure and Chinese brochure, all related to the Nature Center Development in Taiwan Forestry Bureau, which is the public agency who manage 58% of the land in Taiwan. And Professor Zhang just mentioned you have gone through the whole series of course and also outside the course, the experience. Probably typhoon, probably catch up city bus, probably try to handle different culture and try to understand different natural heritage or cultural heritage. And no matter what kind of experience you have exposed yourself within the past 1 year, I believe most of you are staying in Taiwan more than 1 year, or maybe not. Anyway, how long have you been staying in Taiwan?
Me?
Yes?
Since September 1st.
Wow, that's quite a short time. But no doubt you have gone through all the Taiwan characteristics, unique characteristics. Earthquake, typhoon, election. Okay, so everything you have gone through, I think, exposed yourself to another setting for learning. And so today my topics is related to environmental learning. That's not my focus is not a focus on very serious scientific learning. My focus is try to encourage a citizen literacy on environment. So it is a kind of comprehensive learning experience, not only on textbook, not only on assignment, not only but also within the whole context of the environment which you are seeing. And this is what I call should be a fun experience. And everyone has more or less has opportunity to stay in different environment, different culture, different country. So I all believe all that kind of experience will create and construct your personal value system and your personal attitude toward different culture, different nature system, and different environmental challenge. And so I believe environmental learning should be a lifelong process and a lifelong learning. So today, I'm not going to present all kinds of hard scientific data of Taiwan to you. I only emphasize on adjust yourself to a more active participation and learning experience in Taiwan, and probably other university students or younger students at different age level going through a similar process as you see today. And so this is what I will focus on. So today I will focus first on the learning experience or life experience. Later on I will ask you some questions, maybe we will have some discussion. And, but don't worry, no scientific data, no hard data. Today I'm going to try to tell some story about everyone's learning and everyone's opportunity to expose to learning environment. Okay, maybe Professor Zhang, would you please switch off the light in front?
Yeah, that's my job.
Thank you. Well, this is the highest paid for a person to switch off the light, you know? For hiring professor to doing this, really, really too much, you know?
Oh, no,
too much to be good.
I like to be here, so just don't ask me to leave.
Okay, I'll show you one photo.
Where is this?
Hello, hello, hello.
You can tell it's in Asia. I think I people.
Can you hear me?
Right here?
Okay. Guess where it is? Where it is?
Where is this?
Dubai? Okay. Well, I've never been to Dubai, but after the financial recession or crisis, probably Dubai will also facing the sustainability of a theme park. Any other idea about this photo? That's correct. Anyone been to this place before? Or similar one? No? I copied this photo from Time magazine several years ago. And originally, this is an advertisement of promoting some place in Japan, sightseeing, you know, for tourism. reason. But I copied this photo. I like the photo using as the beginning part for my lecture. Haven't you noticed any special, unique from this photo? Just say outdoor is not outdoor. Can you say it in elaborate words? Actually, this is indoors. Artificial?
The sky is artificial.
But still we can create type, the wave. So in Taiwan, 越美娱乐世界, or you may go to Orlando, Florida, Magic Kingdom. Over there, you probably also will find similar thing as this. So can you tell me what is the real thing, the real stuff, not artificial, within the photo?
Sand.
People.
Oh, that's not stuff.
You're too smart today. People are real. Any other?
The sand.
Sand? Yes, sand. Well, just a second. I need to switch off the energy control. Sorry. Just a second.
The tree is not real.
Probably only sand and some plant and human are real. Other than that, okay. How do you think of the coconut tree? The coconut. Is it real or fake one? How can you tell that so sure? So where are you from?
Mexico.
Mexico, you should have real things like this in your country. Okay. So, unfortunately, this is probably most of the Asian, I don't know other continent, in Asian regions, specifically, I should say, in urban area, people, the urbanites, they are living in the city and lack of green space, lack of the experience to touch the real thing. And their dad and mom maybe bring them once a year or twice a year to some theme park to have the vacation together. And again, they still immerse themselves in an artificial, not the real outdoors. This is quite common, especially when I raise one question. Last year, I remember last year, also in December, let me give a very small quiz for all of you today before I start my presentation. Any one of you have never eaten pineapple before? Please raise your hand. Pineapple, 凤梨, 菠萝, yes. Pineapple. So I believe most of you, every one of you have tried or tasted pineapple before. Okay. The next question I will raise is two options for this test. Is pineapple growing on the tree or pineapple growing on the short bush, short one, near the ground? And the first answer is on the tree. second is on the ground. So who choose the first one? Please raise your hand. Okay, who choose second option? Okay, so those who haven't raised your hand is not sure. Pineapple. Okay, so this class seems much better life experience before, because last year I raised the questions. A Japanese student, I'm not saying that Japanese is lack of nature experience, but one Japanese student say pineapple is growing on the treetop. And this is not strange, you know. I have a 20-year-old son. He is sophomore now in university. One day he come back home and he asked me, Dad, when I finished playing basketball with my classmates, and we are discussing about pineapple, does it grow on the tree or near the ground? Then his best friend insists pineapple should be the one growing on the tree, like apple tree. And that student is studying at Tsinghua University. Is a very smart student, as you guys, you all are very smart. And my son said he debated with his classmates, and he insists because he had seen the pineapple growing short and near the ground. So this is raising the issue about what we learn. What's the meaning for learning? How do you define learning? Okay, how do you think? Just give a short description about what is learning you define. What is learning?
To understand how things work better.
Okay. This is one idea. Okay, my friend from Mexico. What is learning?
It is a process of inputting information in your brain.
A process of implementing about what?
Like putting information in your brain. So
Putting
doing
information
things.
into the brain.
That's
Okay.
learning, which is different from knowledge.
Okay. So, what's your idea about learning?
Not learning for any test, but for yourself.
Okay, not learning from textbook, but from yourself experience. So, what's your idea?
To know about more things, to like enrich your knowledge.
Okay. So, there are several different options. And actually, they're all right. They're all correct. But nowadays, more and more challenge for us is university or even school. They can have the best content of knowledge. And every student, no matter is elementary student or university student like you, they can access, they can Google everything. They can use Wikipedia to know everything. But they lack out one thing at this process. I call it life experience or feeling. When you watch the TV or internet information, you can understand what's happening in Copenhagen. But in reality, you probably don't have any feeling about greenhouse gases or carbon dioxide become the crucial issue and challenge. And some people say this is a gap between real learning in school and the learning in life. There is a gap between the knowledge at school and knowledge in the whole life. So this is raised the issue I'm going to tell you and explain about the phenomenon, and probably within Taiwan or when you're back to your home country, you will also notice similar trends happen right now in your generation or in your next generation. And so I'm going to elaborate something more on my presentation. Environment or ecology is a buzzword, right? Even the movie currently, some movie raising people's concern about environmental issue. Can you say any movie recently shown related to
Avatar.
what? 2012? What else? The Day After Tomorrow? No, that is still okay. And the one I just sang last Saturday is Avanda. Okay, 阿凡达. Okay, deforestation or even the human settlement. So it's all related to some kind of value, you know. At the school, the professor tells you ecology, environment is important. But when you go outside the school, you're always facing the challenge in between convenient, the challenge in between environmental conservation. And so this is all the matter with related to value. But when we say ecology or biodiversity, what it is, it's so easy. You just key in the words to Wikipedia, to Google. Every student, as long as he can use computer, he can get all sorts of knowledge about this. However, you know the knowledge, that does not mean you're going to make a decision about voting to the candidate who are pro-environment or doing some green consumerism activities, try to reduce some waste. So it all related to the value conflict. And value from whom? Or where locate the value? Or who define the value? Your parents? Your professor? Your textbook? Your neighborhood? Or your own experience? Probably all related to this. And those values benefit whom? For example, in Copenhagen, there's a big debate between mainland China and United States. And also the big debate about who has the right, have the higher capacity of emission of carbon dioxide. So all kinds of debates. So not just the value conflict, not just in between individuals, but also among countries, among different economy bodies. So The value you learn from where? Who teach this value? Some people already told us you should explore the world and learn by yourself. So all these are the good saying from the past. You are the best teacher of yourself. Your personal experience is most important. I like this one. I won't read it. This is from Rachel Carson. This author is very famous. She wrote a very famous book many times. Silent Spring. But seldom people understand she is very concerned about children's education, not just toxicology or marine something, okay? So she wrote these words, and I quote it, and I'm pretty much agree with this idea. Knowledge just like seed, but knowledge need fertile soil in order to grow. Is that right? Of course, I know new technology make the water culture be realized. So maybe some plants are growing on the maybe petri dish or maybe cylinder by water, just water. But you cannot debate that soil is still the essence for life. Exactly the same, soil. Maybe we should add some quote, soil. So, I compare most of the school education is giving seeds, all kinds of seeds. The seeds for calculation, the seeds for culture, the seeds for all kinds of knowledge, physics, chemistry, biology, geography, any kinds of human knowledge. I can call it seeds. It's a seeds to create humans' future. However, if we do not have soil, that's very difficult for those knowledge become meaningful. So Rachel Carson claimed that the early years for childhood are the time to prepare the soil. To prepare the soil will create experience. She wrote this in 1960s. At that moment, environmental education hasn't doing significant life experience research. But later slides I will show the later research shows her words exactly important what we are doing research and our finding revealed. So John Dewey also say something. You can just browsing the words and briefly and also see the photo. Going outside. Immerse yourself to the real environment. Is the real thing you can learn meaningfully. So provide meaningful learning experience become very important, not only on environment actually, but also for all kinds of different knowledge and field. But to my field is helping people to learn meaningful and helping people to concern environment and helping people to participate the concern and the stewardship of environment. On my field, we discovered that significant life experience are very important to
accumulate environmental friendly behavior. But we are facing continuously challenge the gap between concept, social value, and information technology. Okay, anyone have ever seen these words, biophilia? Anyone? Okay, no problem. Go back home, go back to your dormitory, Google the words, or enter the words in Wikipedia for searching. You will find many pages of information about biophilia and videophilia. I'm not teaching English because that's not my native language. But internationally, using biophilia to means love of life, of living system. This is quite true. People, maybe when you back to your early age, you may have dog, you may have cat, you may have lizard, you may have turtle, you may have opportunity stay with your grandpa in the garden to grow something, or your parents will bring you for fishing. All kinds of activities shows humans really have the tendency of love and connect to life. This is what we call biophilia. Okay? And this is a psychologically orientation. And however, the new situation occurred, and videophilia, these words you can find in all sorts of information systems. These words is actually the opposite side of biophilia. Videophilia actually describe about the human tendency to focus on the sedentary activities involving electronic media. This is still the too academic definition. I define it. Videophilia is your love with electronic image or information, but especially the video part. When you go back to your dormitory, your home, sit down on the couch or sofa, turn on television, or back to your study room, turn on your computer. How many hours you indulge yourself on internet? Let me do a quick survey. Less than 4 hours a day you connect using internet. Please raise your hand. Less than 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are you from? Costa Rica. Iraq. And 2 local students. Your president should give some medal to these 2 students. This is really endangered species. 有为青年. Okay, 5 hours to 7 hours. Please raise your hand. Okay, I got it. 7 to 9 hours. Please raise your hand. More than 9 hours, please raise your hand. Good luck to yourself.
You read newspaper with a paper on your hand, I read news on the internet, same thing, right?
Yes. Yeah, well, this is just become a kind of lifestyle, you know? Just like people smoke, you know? Become indulged to some kind of So we call it videophilia. But this trend, I'm not saying good or bad, but this trend really separate the people's opportunity to contact the real world, because on the internet you can see the polar bear swimming on real time, maybe on webcam, or you can see the beautiful national park in Costa Rica on webcam, or even you can see some mother birds are hatching their eggs in national park in Taiwan. You can see everything from the internet. However, you probably won't go personally on the site. Internet or electronic image really has the positive side, but the negative side also happen. I encourage you go back if you have time. Check out some web page. This website specifically describe about the damage from videophilia. So check www.videophilia.org. You will find lots of information, and you can even find a broadcast.
Podcasts, streaming, and MP3 downloads available when you want to listen at WNYC.org and iTunes.
WNYC On Demand is supported by DataPipe Managed Hosting Services, providing application management, hosting, professional services, security services, and compliance solutions for mid-market and Fortune 1000 enterprises. DataPipe.com.
Okay, I'm not going to show that, but you will find all sorts of information regarding the videophilia. It's really have impact. For example, we do not have the data in Taiwan. Maybe Professor John or other friends, we are able to find out the data in Taiwan. But in the United States, for the past about 15 years, the people who are filling up the survey to claim on their leisure time, they will go to the park, go to the state park, national park in 1970 and 80s. Probably 58% of the respondents will claim they will spend their leisure time on park. But now, the data dropped 25%. 58 minus 25. Can you imagine that? Because maybe we are not saying internet is the real fault, but the problem is people are fewer and fewer people are going outside. We do not have data in Taiwan, but from my own understanding, most of the elementary school in Taiwan now, they have very good facility at school, but the school limit their teaching in the classroom, not outside the classroom. Not to mention the meaningful learning experience outside the classroom. Most of their field trip are recreation oriented. So their teacher bring them to theme park. Theme park. This is the trouble. I don't know in other countries, but in Taiwan, most of the youngsters here are grown up and go to 剑湖山、小人国、月美娱乐世界、六福村. All this name I just mentioned are theme park. This is the trouble we have to face. And also the videophilia create a barrier of people connect to nature, connect to the real life experience. This is the really challenge. And I think it's about time to take a break. So maybe we need to take a break. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Came in late and probably you have to finish breakfast.
Okay. Let's meet 10 minutes later. Okay.
10 minutes later, come back.
Make sure you will come back.